trip. Arcanon's back from his little trip. Everybody's back from their little trips, and you guys should meet up at the marketplace at conveniently about the same time. I already removed an hour from Arcanon's timer for all that, but here you are. What do you do now?
I'm gonna go buy a steak for my bird. He's probably hungry.
Well,
You should probably also buy a steak for the vampire.
True.
Arcanon is gonna ask when everyone's ready. He'd like to perhaps purchase a room at the inn. And speak with everyone there.
All right.
Sure thing.
And 7 coppers for a squalid quality inn, all the way up to 4 gold for an aristocratic quality inn.
How about like slightly above average quality inn so that we have some privacy?
Yeah.
Anything modest.
Comfortable quality is 8 silvers per night.
Rao will just pay for it.
Sure.
We're not sleeping here, so.
Or are we?
Well,
Alright.
if we are, we might need more than
Silvers.
one room. I'll pay for the one room.
Or are we?
I think Arcanon just wants to snuggle with everybody before he's teleported away.
True.
So true. How much is
don't
a steak
blame him.
for my bird? Couple bloody steaks from the butcher.
I'm gonna count that as animal feed, and that'll be 5 copper pieces for 1 dose, for 1 meal.
Okay.
Is it FDA approved?
No.
There is no magical Food and Drug Administration. This thing could be full of worms.
And the bird would love it even more.
That's extra protein, baby.
No,
More
like
bang
gut
for your
worms,
buck.
No, it's gonna be... Anyhow.
It won't remove my coppers.
Right.
I guess it doesn't matter much, but...
I'll look for
Do you
a
have
map
any
of an
copper?
inn.
I have 3. It doesn't do the math?
Nope.
Oh.
Does not, unfortunately.
Okay, so
It would
I'm
actually be
removing
really
silver.
easy to code it to do the math, but it just doesn't.
Removing 1 silver and adding 8 copper. Okay, sorry. This is really inconsequential. I would like to go somewhere to release my bird.
I mean,
Releasing
anywhere
the
under the
bird?
sky.
I'm not keeping it in this tiny cage.
My bird.
Oh. I thought you were going to let
You
it
can do that
free.
anywhere. Are you looking for something in particular?
I guess not. Okay, so I'll go over to. Is this a fountain? I'll let the bird drink water.
I want.
I'll take my bird over to the fountain and
Alright.
I'll I'll put the stakes down and I'll kind of say to it, "Do you promise not to bite my fingers off if I release your beak?"
Go ahead and roll and Actually, I'm gonna do my fancy pants delayed skill rolls, and you can decide if you want to let it out or not. I love these things. I do these all the time.
William's not wearing pants.
Yeah, what the heck?
Okay, so Merwin's gonna take the twine from off its beak. And I guess I'll just talk to it and I will say I don't like seeing things in cages. Forget all that tripe. I was killing the hunter. He's an idiot. If you want to go back and peck his eyes out, I won't blame you. And she'll basically just say, "Listen, I'm not a ranger. I could use a companion, but I don't intend to impede you living your life. So here's the deal. I'm gonna let you out. You could probably use some dinner. And if you want to hang around, my companions and I are doing our best to rid the lands of these pheroms that are destroying your habitat. You probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know the bird's eye view, but so I'm gonna let you out. I'd love to see you around sometimes. If you want to chill with us, you can. If you want to deliver the occasional message, you can. I pretty much just want you to live your life. So she will say that to it. As I
Alright,
said, no
go
one likes
ahead
birds
and
much better than
roll
cats. Okay.
go ahead and
Okay,
roll
this is
animal handling.
it's 3.
And then watch this $300 bird fly away.
Yeah, it might.
And
Could be much
You beat
worse.
it. DC 10.
Oh, cool.
Alright.
So
So the bird.
I'll open the cage and I'll give it the stakes and then kind of move aside.
Alright. Starts ravenously just swallowing this steak about as quickly as it can. Doing that
worms and
thing that
all.
birds do where they stick their head out like a seagull. And drinking from the fountain. You can tell this one hasn't had a good meal in too long. Now it turns
Marilyn
its
will kind of grit her
head to
teeth and
you.
be like, I might go strangle that hunter myself.
It looks at you deeply into your eyes like that bird from The Rescuers Down Under. And feel this bond.
Yay.
Now you know what a slight hint of what the druids and rangers know about the animals.
The bird says, I love you.
Stop.
Alright,
By the way,
I guess
really big bird. This is a large sized creature. You could ride on this thing's back.
oh wow.
If it, yeah.
I won't even
Anyway,
ask
it
how I've been
stretches
carrying
its
the
wings.
cage around. Marin will say to it, can I call you Zephyr?
Its head.
It nods its head, you said?
Good.
Okay.
He nods his head. No bird. And it's going to take off to the skies and start circling the square.
Okay, Marin will kind of wave at him and then turn to the others and be like, alright, where are we headed?
And in to talk.
Okay.
I thought Jane's parents owned the inn.
No, they just had a house. That's just where we slept.
Hey, is Raul still planning to go find Gregory?
What?
Is Raul still planning to go find Gregory?
We did that already.
Oh, okay.
You report the illegal stuff.
I would have done
Anyway.
that as he was walking out.
Alright, understood. Alright, I'm gonna look up a map for your guys' inn.
Yeah, baby.
You do
Can I
arrive.
actually can I buy before going to the inn? This should have been done earlier. Can I buy like a really large I don't know, like piece of like a really large scroll or a piece of papyrus or something like that, just really large.
Sure, that's actually an item that we have on this non-magical items list.
It's called Jiraiya Scroll.
Well, don't mind if I do.
You have to wear it on your backside, or like on your waist sideways.
Costs a whole 2 silvers.
Do we
Let
need
me know if
special
that's too
vampire
rich for
killing
your blood.
tools?
Yeah, that's
A
a
little
little.
too-
Oh, I
Just
passed
kidding.
out. Make sure everyone has 3 holy waters in their bag.
I don't need
Adding
no.
3 holy waters.
Holy water.
And Ral will tell everyone, please don't splash it on me because it will hurt.
I will side eye you when you say that, but whatever. Holy water flask. Hey, remember when we had like 6,000 of these or something?
I do, and then someone killed the cleric. Didn't really
Yeah, that was a little bit
crazy.
inconvenient, but
Just a little. You said Spencer side-eyed Ral when he said that? Why, he doesn't believe him?
no, that's just a weird thing to say for a totally normal person, TM.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Looking among my maps. All right, you guys find lodgings at a slightly upscale inn and hotel area called the Silver Seagull.
Hey, my favorite spot.
Your favorite spot. Are you going to get rooms for each of you, or are you just going to all up together?
I don't think we're sleeping here because that would waste our time, so
Yeah, this is mostly being used for
just to
meeting
chat.
space. So we'll probably just have one room.
Yeah, which I have paid for already.
Yeah, once we're ready and in.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I guess we need to talk and... How many of us are brand new here? Merwin's new. Fibic's just come back. Spencer apparently doesn't know who Raoul is.
I don't know who Raoul
Fairly
is.
new.
No, Spencer does.
I'm just not super bright.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So we are just all gathering in this little room?
Yes.
I mean, I could do theater of the mind now. I know William was looking for something.
I figured that the exact layout of the inn wasn't terribly important.
No, it's not. I just didn't know what people wanted to wait for. But okay.
You guys want to start? Go. If you want to, yeah. Go ahead.
So we get into the room. Arcanon is going to roll out. He's actually going to almost like it was a whiteboard. He's gonna lay out the scroll across the wall, and attach it there. And he's gonna take out his emerald pen that he has.
Arcanon? I think he gave it to me.
Oh yeah, I would have asked if I could borrow it.
Yeah. Merwin hands it over.
Okay.
That
So
way,
then,
this robot's following you the whole way.
yes, that's
Does he
fine.
fit in the room? That's...
Oh, he can squeeze. It takes a little while to squeeze through the doors, and you're getting all sorts of looks, but he is not perturbed by any of this. That was his task. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So, I'm going to take out my pen and I'm going to say, I'm going to kind of draw a crude drawing of the prison. And I'm going to say, we should be teleporting in roughly around right here. Hopefully I don't teleport you guys into the cell, but if so, that's fine. I can easily. I have the key, and he's gonna take out the prison key. He says, "If you need to get out."
Can we make copies of this key? No thing.
We could. It's. I don't know if it's super important. But Arcanon says, that's up to you. I don't know how fast a locksmith or a keysmith or whatever could work. But if it's quick, he doesn't see why not. He's gonna circle. He's gonna say right in front of the prison cells. He's gonna circle a spot. He says, "There's a guard." He says the guard is just some undead servant, pretty stupid. I've dealt with him, very easily manipulated.
If you want me to pull up the actual map, I can do that.
Yeah, if you want to pull up the actual map, because I'm kind of drawing it, even if it's slightly crude, I'm still drawing the layout.
Okay.
Let me put myself. Yeah, so this is the prison cell. And I'm drawing the prison. I'm drawing that right here is where the prison guard's gonna roughly be. And Arcanon says, I can take care of him quickly. And Arcanon says, in fact, I may even be able to control him, so that he allies with us for a bit.
Raoul's gonna say you might or you can.
And
Arcanon says, well, he's gonna say, there's a very good chance I can. My magic's a little finicky, but we should be fine. Don't worry.
Oh no, Merwin says. Necromancy.
Yeah. Raoul's gonna say I can handle it either way. We'll just get rid of it.
And then Arcanon's gonna, at the sound of that, he's gonna say, actually, this is enchantment magic. Thank you very much. And he's gonna say, if we do take control of him, he's gonna then take out a scroll, and he says, what I have here is a scroll of demiplane. He says, this is a very powerful spell that your friendly voice has provided to me. He's gonna say that this spell can create pocket dimensions. And he says, and this is made in such a way that whoever enters, once the exit is he's gonna explain the spell that the exit can be then taken away at any time, so that whoever's in there is trapped in there for 24 hours. And I'm gonna say the plan is we're going to lure Peleus in there with us, so that it's us versus just him, and there's nothing he can do. No magic, no teleportation through this, no planar travel. Both of us and him are going to be stuck in there for 24 hours.
Raoul's gonna say, how do you get him in the first place?
I'll do like one of those cartoons and put on like a sexy female vampire outfit, and I'll do like the dance.
Yeah.
Raoul will kill him, and then we'll carry on.
Arcanon is going to say that that is where our guard friend comes into play. He says, if I can take control of him, which shouldn't be very difficult, he's going to say that then I can have him convince Peleus. We can put down the entrance to the demiplane anywhere we want, as long as it's on the floor or on the wall, and we can have him convince Peleus that there's something afoot, some kind of issues in the And once he sees the entranceway, he'll be prompted to step inside. And once he's inside, we drop the exit right away.
He's gonna say,
He's gonna say Peleus will not be able to see what's on the other side. He says the entrance is clouded in black and darkness.
Okay, so sorry for context. That was an int roll for Spencer because I had an idea, but Spencer's slightly stupider than me, so I need to see if you have the idea.
Wow.
"Oh, Spence. I think Spencer has the idea."
Rao's gonna
Spencer had an idea.
cut Arcanon off and say, "Didn't you just say that this body is stupid? Does it even speak? How are you going to get it to convince a vampire lord?"
I'm gonna say no, not that kind of stupid. He could definitely speak. He could definitely act. Peleus wouldn't put someone that can't do anything in to watch over his prisons. He says he's definitely has intellect. It's just not nearly close to my own. And then he's gonna swear.
Oh my goodness.
Spencer at this point speaks up and says, well, wasn't this whole thing brought on by the fact that Fibic was turned into a vampire? Couldn't Fibic somehow be instrumental in luring him into the demiplane?
And I'm gonna say,
I was just gonna get to that. I'm gonna say we have. This isn't the only. He says this is the second part of the plan. I'm gonna say that that Peleus is going to right as Peleus shows himself, perhaps as he turns the corner, we're gonna have Fibic run right into the demiplane to provoke Peleus to follow. Perhaps he can even provoke him in some way.
Rao's gonna sigh and say, first of all, a thrall can be controlled by its lord, so he'll know something's wrong.
And he's gonna say exactly. That's why he'll want to follow.
And also, he looks different now.
I'm gonna say. Oh, I think you have my idea confused. We're not tricking Peleus into thinking that Fibic's still on his side. Peleus is of course gonna know that Fibic's against him. We're intimidating him or provoking him to chase after Fibic to capture him again.
Merwin will say, we can have someone attune to my masquerade tattoo as a backup plan, or I have a disguise kit.
Okay.
William, would Rao be aware of flaws with that Fibic plan based on thrall and
luckily there's no flaws.
and master connection, things like that, detection?
Sure, go ahead and roll religion with advantage.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Whitney.
With my amazing.
I'm ready for this.
Two 20s in a row!
Hey!
All right, Raul, you know this particular incident this particular issue very well. Peleus is probably already aware that Fibic is dead. He may have learned that the moment it happened, and he'd certainly be aware since Fibic hasn't been reporting in like he was supposed to. For that matter, Tempera is probably aware. So he's not going to be fooled by Fibic, thinking Fibic is still in his thrall. Oh, he may be surprised to see that he's still alive.
Yeah, so Arcanon's idea wasn't to fool him. Arcanon's idea was to have Fibic make Peleus want to chase him to turn him into a vampire again. Like be mad that Fibic's back and be like, okay, I gotta take care of this again. And that's what caused him to chase him.
Ra will say he is. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Isn't he aware that Fibic has a ring of invisibility? Why would Fibic be breaking in again without using the ring of invisibility?
Yeah, he's
I
gonna.
don't know if he'd remember that though.
Probably would. If someone infiltrated his own safety
also,
center.
Fibic, no, because he has the ring of invisibility doesn't work in that facility
At all.
Like, well, there's like wards, and I guess he can see through invisibility anyway.
I don't know where you're remembering that from. Does Fibic use the ring to sneak around the facility in the first place?
Yeah, but when I got to Peleus,
Peleus could see. I think he was using detect magic or something.
The reason that Fibic got caught is because he tried to open the door to Peleus' office, and it had an alarm on it.
Oh.
And then they were chasing him all over the place. They were able to. They couldn't see him, but they were able to hear him, and there were a lot of people making the checks. So eventually, Fibic deactivated the invisibility on his own because Peleus caught him. So yeah, the ring totally works. Although, it may have improved security since last time.
Yeah, Rao's gonna say if he knows we're coming, I'm not sure if something stealthier is better, because if someone knew their servant was dead with a group that didn't like the idea of that, then they might think that they would show up.
I mean, Arcanon thinks the exact opposite. He thinks Peleus would think that Fibic wouldn't want to come back.
The thing is, we need a backup plan, Rao will say.
And Arcanon says, well, I can try using my enchantments on him to magically force him to walk through the door.
On the Vampire Lord?
Yeah.
Here's a thought. Merwin's been speaking with the voice herself. And she does have something of an alternative plan to put forward. But assuming we're going with this plan, she happens to know that Peleus is rivals with Demaya, the tiefling, also on Tempera's council. Perhaps disguising someone as Demaya, and then having him just catch a glimpse of her in his facility would impel him to follow her and raise less questions in his mind connected with us specifically about whether it might be a trap.
Yeah, Argon says that's a brilliant idea. If we can get a good enough disguise,
perhaps even disguising.
Perhaps even disguising as Tempera herself.
The thing is, will he be able to see through the disguise? Are there like
detect
spells
magic?
Yeah, detect magic. Of course, if it's Tempera we disguise as, she would be covered in magic anyway, so.
But disguise magic.
Yeah.
The Demaya disguise, I think, is more subtle.
I think so too.
Does that masquerade tattoo disguise your voice, or is it just what spell is it?
Imitates the disguise self
So no, doesn't disguise voice.
Spencer's also going to point at Arcanon and say, well, if we're disguising as a tiefling, we already got a tiefling right here. So, that's like half the job done.
Here's a thought. We know the voice can disguise itself because it does so constantly. Why not have the voice cast that spell on one of us? Whoever's best at charisma, I suppose, in case you have to lie.
And Arcanon's gonna say, "Oh, just leave that to me."
Okay, so we disguise Arcanon as Demaya. Although, if it's Demaya, I suppose Paelius might suspect something, but I think he would also be intrigued enough to follow her. I don't know, I feel like we need to do more research on whoever we're disguising as. But anyway, we could have Arcanon disguise himself as Demaya or Tempura. Paelius would wonder what they're doing there, follow them, and hopefully without automatically assuming we were involved as he would if he saw Fibbig. And hopefully he wouldn't outright call his guards on either of them either.
And Arcanon says, on a fellow council member, I highly doubt it.
Right. Demaya should have some lies prepared of some sort.
How are
Here's
we going to
another
face
thought.
the wrath of Lady Tempera after she figures out we killed one of her officers?
Arcanon's gonna laugh and say, that's the best part of this plan. And he's going to say, she'll have no idea. Arcanon says, Peleus will rot for eternity in this pocket dimension. And Tapera will never know the truth of what really happened to him, and may even think that he abandoned her.
Tempera can read thoughts. If
Well,
we come across her,
she'll know that we are in the city at some point, and I think that she probably might piece two things together, that we were there and then all of a sudden Peleus is gone missing, somebody that she knows we all hold a grudge towards.
Wait, she'll know we're in the city? Oh, I guess she. If we just wait, how will she know we're in the city?
Don't they just know? Doesn't she know when people come into the city? Isn't that like, stop, cat? Isn't there like security measures taking place? Also, I thought we were talking to her about the glass eyes at some point.
That's true, we didn't need to do that. And if she has the slightest suspicions and decides to read our thoughts, then all of this crumples like tissue paper.
Well, Arcanon's gonna say, well, we're not gonna be going back. Once we leave the demi-plane, we'll be coming back, potentially here even.
But we need to speak to Tempera at some point, right? And all of us have this plot in our heads.
And Arcanon's gonna say, well, there are ways around that, but I just first I need William to say if Tempera will know once we teleport there.
Everybody, go ahead and roll Arcana to see what you know about what archwizards may or may not be capable of.
D&D 20.
Oh, wait. Let me.
I rolled 17 plus 5 in D&D Beyond, but I forgot I don't have an extension on my laptop.
I saw that it was a 22. I saw it.
How did you see?
Because I was on Raul's sheet. And it showed up.
Right.
We believe you.
Oh, he got a
Mhm.
22. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use Tides of Chaos to re-roll that. Okay, I got a 21.
All right. So, arch wizards have a whole ton of magic to help them. As far as knowing whether or not Paelia or the mystery behind Paelius's disappearance, she might use divination magic to learn the truth. So you ought to be careful about that one.
She also might
More
just
to
use
the
common
more to
sense.
more to the point, archwizards have a connection with their city because they're the ones who raise it. And there's this gigantic glass ball in the middle of the Mythaler that hoists the city into the air and controls the weather, but also has additional abilities that the archwizard customizes and gives their city sort of an identity. Some archwizards use the Mythaler's magic to do what ours has described, where they just automatically know things that happen in the city. But not everyone does. You guys don't know what this Mythaler lets Tempera do.
Argonaut's gonna say that he has
Um,
spoken with the voice, and the voice does think that it's a sound plan.
Rao's going to say also that the voice in the past suggested if we need this, but it will take longer, so we may not have the time for it. That if we were to find out some betrayal by Paelius, which we could trade information to the agent of knowledge if he knew if we had good enough info, but then he would know we were digging up dirt on him. But if Tempera were to be revealed some betrayal, she would get rid of him herself.
Merwin will nod and say, I've been speaking with the voice on that very topic, if you'd like to hear its thoughts. There are a few people within the city of Dublin that we could go to in order to try and get dirt on Paelius. We could also take the direct route and break in. Farin is one. I believe, based on my interactions with Pendaloo, and my general knowledge of goings on, maybe some of you know some things too that would be useful, that Farin would probably barter what knowledge he has of Paelius for current events knowledge that we have.
He's bartered with me before for
Okay.
that.
There's also Demaya, who is volatile, it sounds like, in her hatred of Paelius, and so might be a riskier option, but she could probably be persuaded without too much trouble to be on our side to begin with. And in that case, we would have a scapegoat for Paelius disappearing if Tempera got wind of that. However, Raoul and I have also spoken with my connection in 710, and we have an agreement with one of the heads of the guards. That is Gregory head of a guard, or what was he again? Lieutenant?
Sergeant.
Sergeant?
he's like not in charge, but he's an officer. He's important.
Yeah. One of the officers of the guards has agreed with us that if we have an archwizard's signature, he will release to us a hand-picked prisoner to replace Paelius. So if we do manage to dig up some dirt on Paelius, which I could probably do by getting within 50 feet of him, or his, Merwin's so humble, or his lair. She says we would probably be able to persuade Tempera to get rid of him herself, which the voice seems to believe she would be very capable of doing.
Argonaut
And
says he's gonna say sorry for the interruption. He says it does actually sound like a good plan, but do we have the time?
do you have the time, Arcanon? I hate to say this, but your presence here is not necessarily required, And if there's, I'm going with the most intelligent plan, whether you're there or not.
Arva's going to second Merwin's plan. I think getting dirt on Peleus and then having Tempera do the dirty work of her own volition would be the best course of action.
Because the odds of hiding this from Tempura, especially if she
Slim.
knows that we're in the city, she doesn't have to read our minds to put 2 and 2 together. However,
So-
I think. Sorry.
Yeah, so Arcanon's gonna say, well, I respect the decision. Of course, I do go with my plan. Not to brag, but I do think I'm your best shot against Peleus. For if Tempera doesn't do anything against him, I'm afraid I don't see the rest of you having any chance against him yourself.
Arva's going to say, why should we killing Peleus may be the you may feel that killing Peleus is your moral obligation. However, it seems that the risk that it's posing isn't worth. It's not worth the risk that it's posing, especially since. And he's going to say, at least me personally, I don't care if Peleus survives or not. He poses no threat to our greater mission, I would assume.
And I'm gonna say, I beg to differ. I think that he poses a threat to Fibic at any time, and I think Fibic plays an important part in that mission.
Merwin will. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna look at Raoul and say, what are your thoughts? You haven't spoken up.
Rao's gonna say, what's the point of what we're doing if we can't act on moral obligation?
And Merwin will counter. One could argue that our most pressing moral obligation is to rid the land of the Faerun, which none of us will be able to do if we're dead over a rivalry with a vampire lord who we're not equipped to handle.
I agree.
And I'm going to say you are equipped to handle it right now, but the clock is ticking.
I agree, Arcanon. It would be better if you were there. However, I think we may need to go with a, shall we say, a compromise between the two plans, in that we may well end up needing to invade the compound in order to get evidence. However, we've already established that we're not going to be able to hide what we're doing from Tempera. Whatever we need to do, we need to do it with Tempera's blessing. Because Arcanon, you won't be around to reap the benefits of her wrath if she discovers that we've been acting behind her back on this. And strategically speaking, we need to preserve the alliance. That's the most important thing here. Although I would love to see the Vampire Lord bite the dust.
And Argonau's gonna say, true. I think your plan has more risk than you're willing to admit, though.
In what way? The fact that Tempera might turn us away. If she turns us away, we leave, and we leave the Vampire Lord alone.
I'm gonna say the Vampire Lord won't leave you alone, though.
Why not? He doesn't know Fibic is back.
He does know Fibic is back, or he knows that Fibic is no longer a vampire thrall.
But does he know Fibic is alive?
Raoul's gonna say,
as soon as we teleport in, he'll know Fibic is alive.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the issues?
I'm gonna say,
if Tempera can tell that, can use divination magic to tell we're in the city, she can definitely use it to know that Fibic's alive as well, at the behest of Peleus.
Why would Peleus be asking about it?
And He's going to say he sees Fibic as a threat, and obviously Fibic escaped his grasp. I think it's better to be safe than sorry.
Well, if that's an issue, then we just leave Fibic behind and don't bring him into the city at all. But I don't understand how the Vampire Lord even knows that Fibic is alive or would even suspect that. Does he have to suspect it already? Is there something I don't know here?
Well, necromancy magic is weird because you know how Raoul got those worms taken out of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if Merwin is. Does Merwin know about the whole Raoul situation?
Yeah, Merwin has spoken with Raoul about it.
Yeah, he
Okay,
would have. He would have probably
Yeah,
mentioned that,
so like the necromancer guide,
or pulled his mask down in
like
here.
there are certain connections that a necromancer has with his necromancies that can be pretty vague to uh, somebody on the outside looking in.
Okay, so
And
Merwin will
it's
address the.
possible that
Sorry.
he still has some sort of connection to Fibic even after death.
Brow will say that that's unlikely. He will know that the connection is broken and that he's dead, but unless he has something to track him, which seems like a lot of work.
But
But he will also, the Vampire Lord will also be suspicious because Fibic died for good, which isn't normal.
Yeah.
That's fair. So Merwin will address the voice and be like, "What do you think of this? Do you think there's risk that Peleus knows Fibic is still alive? Or once again alive?"
There's no reason to suspect that. As vampires spawn when they die, they're dead. They have to go to full vampire status to come back like that. Unless he's peered into the matter with divination magic, you should have no idea.
Okay.
I have divination dispel. Unless that's a fake spell.
What
Oh,
does
that's a
Spencer
real
think of
spell
all
and
this?
a common one, and you should use it all the time.
Spencer actually thinks that we should go in guns blazing. Partially because that's the only way he really knows how to resolve this, but partially because all this pontificating on whether we should be focusing on the greater good or focusing on the bad that's in front of us right now, Spencer's always going to focus on the bad that's in front of him right now, because how is he going to trust himself to get the greater good later if he can't focus on the worst bad right now?
Exactly.
It makes sense to hit, don't worry.
Rao will agree with that part.
Merwin agrees too, but she still thinks that the risks inherent in her plan are less than the risks inherent in Arcanon's plan. Specifically, the part about temper and knowing.
Arf's gonna cast divination.
Which spell is stronger, divination or augury?
Divination.
Okay.
Yeah.
All you then, ma'am.
Divination is like the premier ask a question. There's only one better, but you have to risk going crazy for it.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna cast divination and ask. Going with is going with the.
Wait a minute.
With Merwin's plan or Arcanon's or is going with Merwin's plan.
Wait. Okay, before you put that,
likely.
Sorry, I was gonna say, can I
Yeah, I just thought of something as well.
put an adjustment to my plan? Can I, William? Would I be able just to teleport people into the demi-plane itself so that they never even touch the city at all? And I'm the only one that teleports into the prison to lead Peleus to the door to the demi-plane.
Go ahead and roll Arcana with advantage.
Also,
Arcana.
Spencer's gonna point at the really big dude that's watching us.
I was also thinking that.
That's watching Arcanon right now and says,
20.
"Well, is that guy gonna help us?"
And Arcanon says, if we convinced Peleus that to offend him in some way, it could very well.
All right,
Um,
Arcanon, the teleport spell doesn't take you to other planes of existence, and the demi-plane is another plane of existence.
I guess okay. What I'm saying is okay. Let me word this different. I worded it very poorly. Can can we cast a demi-plane spell here? They go to that pocket dimension. I guess the voice casts a demi-plane spell here with the door. And then I cast teleport just on myself to go to the city, disguised. Um, and then I use a scroll to cast a new door to the same demi-plane because it says you can do that. It says you can make a new door to the demi-plane.
Yes.
And then they'd never have to step into the city.
Yeah, because you can connect it to the same demi-plane.
Oh, okay. So you
Except
guys
we
would
need
No
to go to the
problem with the
city.
plan so far.
So you guys could step into the demi-plane here. Just wait for me as I go to the city by myself, and I'm not really associated with your group.
Make it look like Arcanon's on a one-man revenge spree, and then he gets whisked off before Tempera can do anything against him.
But we
As I
also
made
need
it,
to go to
I'm-
the city.
Yeah, you guys could go to the city after that, possibly.
We
Once
have to wait then, I suppose.
just but even when you go to the city again, yeah, when you go to the city again in the future, Arcanon won't be with you, so I don't think Tempora would be any the wiser. Because Arcanon made it very clear at the council meeting last time that he was not part of this group. He made that very clear that he was just a guy that got caught in the crossfire and is willing to help.
This is true.
So there. Anyway, you could still. So that's just the.
Well, I like that
Patch to the
plan
plan.
infinitely more than the original plan.
I do too.
Um,
Are we going to be able to handle the Vampire Lord once we catch him?
Arcana, I was gonna say, I've got special spells prepared for this guy.
Rao says, as do I.
I'm gonna say I
I
have
have wooden
spells
sticks and holy
specifically
water.
tailored to vampires.
I've got a spell specifically tailored to vampires, and I get my sword out.
Merwin will say, I hate to agree with the big slow one, but
Big slow
she
one!
pulls out a couple of
Wow.
mistakes. Oh no, she says to Spencer, I was referring to the robot.
See, what kind of saving throw do I want you to make?
I want to ask the robot man. Yeah, I want to ask the robot man. I want to ask him if I want to ask him if he would allow Arcanon to die in this time, I guess.
That's a good question.
Let me think about that for one.
One.
While you're
One.
thinking about that for one, Rao will say that he has specific training to have the ability to destroy an undead. It would be difficult for a vampire lord, but it's possible. Just to completely destroy him.
Replies to you, Arv. He says that he would chase his soul to its final destination and bring him back.
Ooh.
Well, that's not
And
ominous at all.
Arcanon's gonna say, "Hey, so I'm immortal. Sick. Even better."
Not like where you end up.
Ral just shakes his head.
Yeah, Arv is going to cast divination, but I need to think a little bit more about the question.
Voice is
So,
gonna chime
to
in.
me, the problem that still remains is luring Peleus in the first place. And also ensuring that Tempura doesn't read our thoughts when we show up to ask about the glass eyes.
Voice is gonna chime in with two things. First, as far as luring Alias in, you could put it on the floor and make him fall in.
It's true.
Or push him.
That is an option. Also,
Wait till he uses the toilet and then put it under the toilet.
We don't want his poop. We want him.
No, you put it under the toilet. So I
Vampire-
guess
the
you could also
entire-
take the toilet.
The entire toilet. Got it.
Yeah.
Do vampires? Never mind.
Don't ask that question.
Raul just shakes his head.
It's important that we do more, the voice says, than simply destroy Paelius. Like it or not, he has an important role in preserving peace in the city. Without him, it will be more difficult for Tempera to keep her city under control. And if the city is thrown into chaos, they'll be less effective as allies. I've spoken with Mayorwin and Raoul about seeking a replacement for him. Someone more in line with our ethics, but still able to keep the respect of a city of thieves as Paelius does.
We have our replacement on hand as long as we can get an archwizard to approve the prisoner transfer. Merwin will turn to Arv and say, I hear you have a personal acquaintance there that may be able to help.
I do have one of those.
Yeah, that guy. That guy that I didn't shake his hand.
That guy.
He was so
don't remember
friendly.
his name.
His name is, Arv will remember it, it's Lord Jules Celsulo.
So
He's
slow.
the
Okay, I was actually
Archwizard of
thinking
Moraine.
Salsilo, and then I was like, is that the guy that that Pax was friends with? And then I didn't remember.
Or is that the temperature guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been following your characters ever since your first sack. Arv met him briefly at the Archwizard party, where he was
like
concerned at how many times people kept dying and warned you to be careful.
I remember that.
He's not obligated to help you in any way, but he's interested in your people and has helped you in the past.
It is true.
Is there a reason he might approve this prisoner transfer? What explanation could we give? He'll surely want to know where the prisoner is being transferred to.
Yeah, he would definitely probably need to want to learn the details. But Arv would probably tell him that according to that it's Arv's understanding that according to the Atman principles, this specific thing needs to take place. And that would probably get him at least thinking about letting him through, or letting it through.
That they need that there's some ritual or something that would require this guy?
Arv would technically know where he would reside, at least, I would imagine. I don't specifically remember.
Archwizard? Archwizard lives in Terame. It's his city. One of the flying cities.
So,
The other thing is, sorry.
Arcanon is going to say, for the account of the other problem of Tempera reading your mind, he says, "I would hate to take away the sweet memory of victory from you guys, but there is a spell known as Modify Memory. And it allows you to not only who the caster can permanently eliminate memories of events, they can change memories of events, create memories of other events, and we could do that after the battle to change all of your memories.
Rao's gonna put his hand up and say, "I'm not doing that."
Marion will say, "No caster is messing with my mind."
Arv's gonna say that the voice, although not infallible, already stated that just killing Paelius, even if the party at large wasn't responsible, would have repercussions, and that the best course of action would probably be to find a replacement, and to present this replacement, we would need to retain our memory.
Which brings me to the problem I was wondering about. Is Tempera not going to get suspicious if we show up with a perfect replacement just after Paelius disappears?
I think that it's fine if she understands that we killed him. Obviously, it's a gamble, but
Arcanon is going to say that you could try to tell her that you tried stopping me, Arcanon, who went after Paelius.
Yeah, but what if she casts a truth circle?
None of us can lie.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying
that too.
modify memory so that
your memory is changed in a way to where you think that you truly did try to stop me.
I think that's a good player plan, but none of the characters are going to accept that.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I
That's
won't
just
deny the logic there, but
Arv would
there is
accept
not a
that.
caster on this planet that I trust enough to allow to modify my memory.
Arv would
On this
accept that.
plane side.
Only Arv would accept that.
Arcanon just wants to become a martyr.
That's
Arcanon
okay.
just wants to go out
with a bang, man. I don't want to just stand there and then get whisked away.
I
Wait, that's
know.
what martyrs do.
Yeah, true.
We can always combine these two plans. Tell Tempera will do the dirty work with her blessing if she accepts the prisoner transfer.
You know, she might be fine with
But
that,
that's a
but she
risk
could
we're
also
willing
just kill us.
Yeah, she could.
William, did she... I don't remember her reading our thoughts when we were prisoners. She asked us questions, but I don't think she read our thoughts.
No, she read somebody's thoughts. I don't know. I don't even think it was one of us, but I remember her using the spell that like cripples somebody prone on the ground, and then it like probes their mind.
Did she do that? No,
She threatened to use it.
Demaya put something up to Fibic's head, but I think that was a threat. But I think she still knew if we were lying.
Saturday campaign then.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if she
We're gonna
wanted
go
to read
ahead
our
and
mind.
roll Arcana, I guess.
I don't know if it really matters, but I'll roll anyway. Watch me get a 1.
I'm almost certain that there's spells like that, but
I mean, there are spells like
I
that.
did it again, and I rolled a 22, 17 plus 5 again.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You guys have already gotten it. Detect Thoughts is a second level spell.
Okay. Yeah. She could probably, yeah. Okay. Mixed plan.
If your guys' memories are modified, she won't be able to determine that, but she might be able to do it with other magic.
Yeah.
Like probe mind.
Like
Wouldn't divination still just reveal that we stabbed a vampire to death?
Magic.
Like, as soon as she tries to divine what happened, oh, he was stabbed to death by the 5 people that just waltzed in.
Yeah. Again, I think Arv is going to cast his divination spell and ask.
Wait, we have three plans here. 1 second. After revealing.
I don't care what
Okay.
you got going on over there, Bucko.
Okay, fine.
Arv's gonna cast divination and ask. Man, Brittany, you messed it up, man. I don't even remember, man. You should be ashamed
Arv,
of
do you have
yourself.
the net? Arv, do you have the material component for the spell? Incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together worth at least 25 gold, which the spell consumes.
I thought you don't need material components if you have a specific.
Only if they cost money.
If they
do
if
cost
they
money.
cost a specific gold amount, or if the material component is consumed, or both, then you'll need them.
I have incense. I just bought incense.
Okay, well, I got incense, and it's kind of against Atman rules to sacrifice your body, which is the only real offering of a symbol of
He's gonna
their
chop off
religion.
his hand and ask a question.
Yeah.
Chop off Arcanon's hand.
Flesh of the
That's
servant.
fine, honestly.
Yeah.
One more note. Sorry.
I have poorly. Hold on, where is it? I have poorly wrought maps from my homeland that depict where I am in Faerun, which are technically Atman.
Okay, that'll work.
Bussin'. Okay. Now I just have to remember what my question was, because I'm burnt because I haven't slept in a long time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Arv's going to ask if the best course of action is to kill Paelius first. If killing Paelius first and then showing up to Doubloon to present a replacement would be acceptable for Tempura. Basically, is she gonna
Alright,
kill
can you
us
write
or
that down?
do something?
Can
Yeah,
you write it down so then I can think about it?
Yeah.
This spell is awesome, and I'm glad that somebody's finally using it.
I think I used it once before.
Also, I used augury. Thank you very much. It's not as
Yeah,
cool.
but augury's crappy.
Okay. Okay.
And I've used it too many times.
Augury is good for questions with binary answers, like, should I go through this door? Yes or no? It would work for something like that. But this is like, ask a god a question and get a truthful answer.
Yeah, which is pretty busted.
Costs money every time you use it, but it is pretty cool. Some DMs don't allow this spell. He's lighting his incense candles.
And burning my rot maps from my homeland.
This is also the first time I've had the opportunity to roleplay your god.
This is true. This is a big moment. Just make him sound really goofy.
Really goofy. I think of him as eternal as the universe.
He do be pretty cool in that aspect.
I know you
burn
meant
your
the
incense.
adjective goofy, but my brain immediately went to he sounds like Goofy.
Me
Yeah,
too,
That's
man.
why I said, "Yo."
Kill me.
All right. And you hear Atman Prime answer and
Yeah,
says,
I do. Heck.
"No.
Hmm.
Destroy his reputation first before he dies."
Oh. Well, looks like we got our answer.
Oh, so it was the right plan all along,
Yeah,
not the crazy plan. Now we just have to figure out how to do that in 24 hours, or 15 hours, or 14 hours. Yeah, Arv is going to tell the group that his god has spoken.
Mhm.
That his creator has told him. Divination actually makes a lot more sense for admins to use than augury. Because yeah,
Oh, I can use divination too,
he's
but I'm
going
not gonna.
to tell them that Arv's god told him that Merwin / Arv's plan was the way to go.
By the way, in the past, you guys have prayed to gods for answers. Not anymore. You have to pay.
Huh. That's how Catholicism works.
This might be a good
Alright.
time for Merwin to mention, um, the voice seems to believe that the key to destroying Peleus's reputation may be his hatred for the criminals he prosecutes. He seems to believe that Peleus's vampirism might lead him into, shall we say, an obsessive appetite for revenge against such people. And the voice does not think that Peleus has that as well under control as he appears to. So perhaps he's indulging that hatred in some unsanctioned ways that Tempera might object to.
Yeah, like
If he's doing so, however, he's modifying his own memory after the event because Tempera herself has not moved against him.
yeah, he probably uses her toothbrush to scrub the toilet.
Yeah, I guess I think
I could
so.
see him doing that. That's a really great
Yeah,
visual.
I don't think it would be too hard to destroy his rep. We just have to find a reputable source of some sort, which we might be able to get from divination magic, or we could just we could literally just go up to Tempera and be like, "Hey, we want Paelius gone. I bet he's done some wrong to you. You should use divination magic to find that out."
No, I
She
don't think
does
I don't think she wants him gone. She'll just tell us to give her proof, or we're wasting her time.
That's true.
I say we go to Farin first, or even to Maya.
Is Farin no, Rao will say Farin is very attached to their floating city, and he wants it to succeed. He was born there. I've spoken to him about it. He was upset with any suggestions that it wasn't otherwise great. So we could play off of that, but if he thinks it's too much of a threat, he would probably report it to Tempera. But the only risk there is if he can if he thinks that our question is too big of a risk, and if we have something equal to trade for it.
Yeah, I mean he's kept things off the books in the past before that
Yeah, he
probably
has.
should have reported.
True. His
Because
greatest
he
love is knowledge.
has worth. So that's a good point. I think Ferrum. Yep. What's his name? Damn it.
Byron?
I think Farin probably is the best bet if we're going to be going to one of the council, which is the most reputable source. Unless we ask maybe Jules Salsulo to perform some divination magic. Except he might not be able to because Doubloon's kind of shrouded by
Also, we can't
Tard's
tell him.
entrance.
We can't tell him about Doubloon.
And if Tempera doesn't know already,
That's
it
true.
probably can't be discovered by magic. Like I said, if there's something Paolus is doing that's that offensive to her, he has to be modifying his own memory. That's the only way. That's what the voice seemed to believe anyway, and I agree with it.
Makes sense.
What if we were to catch him doing something like that?
That
A little bit of
sounds
spying action.
harder said than done.
Well, okay. Spencer will pull out his oil of etherealness. And he says, I got this. You guys let me have this oil. From what I can tell, it can make me basically invisible. And, well, if we catch him doing something like that, if he's modifying his own memory, that's one thing. But if somebody else comes to her and she reads their memory, that can be some information. Or if you guys can just cast whatever spell to make you invisible or whatever. But this might be a little bit better.
The
What's that?
question is, do we go to Tempura first? In what order do we go to Tempura?
We don't
Do we
go to
talk
her
to
first.
Byron?
We don't go to her
Go
first.
to her last.
She doesn't like people wasting her time.
We go to
Well,
her
I can
before
blame
killing
her.
Paelius and after having a reason to.
So do we use
Because
Arcanon's plan to get into
Archon's gonna say, I
council?
can really only safely teleport you into the prison because the only object I have is the prison key, and to teleport with my kind of teleport spell, I need an item of
Well,
that area.
okay, from Danny, that's actually perfect because theoretically, we can make somebody ethereal, teleport into the prison, and then catch him doing something untowards.
Where did.
Could get
Surely
one
we
of
have
us
an
arrested.
item from the markets.
Yeah, if you guys have an item from other places, I could teleport there, or from the inns, maybe a mug that you guys get.
I don't
still
think
have
so,
the
but let me see.
silver.
What did I buy? What did we buy from there? From the market.
I went to the hidden city of Doubloon, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah.
Mm,
I have to look at that.
I don't think I.
uh,
I can't remember what
Bowgun.
markets I bought everything from,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I don't know if I bought anything there because we got into a fight in the market and then. No, I bought ingredients, but that's not anything specific to the area.
Oh, didn't I buy this pot of awakening? Never mind. No, I think I did. Didn't I buy this pot of awakening at the market?
I think that you did.
That's been growing for a month, but it's not been a month yet.
Yeah, I believe that you did.
Because I talked like this old kobold guy down.
Yeah, and the
Because I
kobolds were
helped
all
his
there.
plant in the back.
Yeah, it was from there. That's pretty unique. DM.
TM.
TM. Might have to be like a rock from there though, unless the clay is from there, which I doubt.
Well, I'd imagine the dirt or the seed or something of it is from there, considering that they have an entire like department of outreach that doesn't let people leave or sometimes. I guess people go and come back as they please sometimes as well.
I finally got the map for the inn working, and look how crowded it is.
It's crowded in,
Hey,
but perfect.
Did
I guess you
everyone
could say
take a
we are
bath
private.
recently?
I'm picturing us all with our knees tucked up, like little kids.
I
Especially the
just
big
treated it like
robot.
a rat.
Who
Bad.
who smells the worst? Because it's a really important question.
Spencer, probably.
It might be
Yeah,
Ralph.
probably Spencer. Ralph doesn't stink. That is so rude.
I think he might be undead.
That is so prejudiced.
I
Undead
can't
Whatever you
undead people aren't dead. They're undead. They're not
I bet
stinky.
Hephaestus smells like a big lizard. Which, if you ever smelled a lizard tank, it smells terrible.
I
It
saw
does
a
smell
weird
really
I saw a
bad.
weird little lizard the other day down here. Definitely a southern lizard with a big head.
Snake or an anole?
It had a
with a southern accent and everything.
Yeah, I talk to it. Speak with animals.
Merwin bathes regularly, just saying.
Ral is
We're not
clean
all
even though
outside.
he's scruffy, okay?
Ralph's never bathed. He also isn't like a carbon-based life form, so
Yeah, you don't even
never
sweat.
bathed.
Bathe, but that's because he's better than that.
Arcanon smells like sulfur and brimstone. He better bathe.
No.
No, he doesn't.
so
After I'm
farts.
bathing with hot springs.
Arcanon
That's what I'm
canonically
saying.
smells like farts.
Yeah, he does.
Didn't he fail his... What role was it? Didn't we make him
the,
stinkier?
the birthday roll. He got a nat 1 or something,
Birthday roll.
so he just gets stinky.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about how oh, that's right. I was gonna give you something better for birthday, but I couldn't decide what it was. So I'm just gonna give you 2 additional inspirations on top of the birthday inspiration.
Well, I already
3
used my birthday
inspiration.
inspiration. So now I
I'll
have
remember this come my birthday. Okay?
Well, William might have even thought about something cooler than 2 inspiration by then.
Well, I was gonna pick out a custom magic item or something.
I thought you
Make
did
one.
do that, and then we rolled for it, and we both failed. Or
That
was that
was
like the level
that's
10
for
thing?
your yeah, that's because you have your aberrant dragon mark, which you're not supposed. Well, I mean, you're supposed to have it because I allowed it and you picked it. That's
Right.
like an Eberron thing.
Right. All right.
Also, while we're mentioning these things, Raoul's gonna bring up the fact that he can be controlled by the vampire lord. If he fails his mental whatever. I think it's a wisdom save, whatever in-game word that would be. So he'll say, it's important for me to be there, not because I want to, but because I have abilities that will help. But it could also be mildly disastrous.
And
That
I'm
isn't unique to. That isn't unique to you. Our vampires can charm anybody.
Okay. True.
You are only vulnerable to well, somebody else.
Necromancy once. I assumed that it was necromancy that he used, but yeah, I guess anyone could be charmed. But can they charm people to attack other people? Or just
I think
regular
that goes
charm?
against charm.
Yeah, because that's different. Control.
They're not
What is it? Whatever person. There's control undead. There's
dominate person.
yeah, dominate person. Is that what they use?
That's a spell, but then there's also the thing that vampire lords use to control their thralls isn't a spell. It's just an ability that they have.
Yeah, but I'm talking about whatever he cast in that last fight on me. I don't know if it was turn undead or if it was dominate person. Either way, I attacked people. Okay. So I'll bring up then that he can control any of us to attack each other. So we need to be aware of that. Do I know of any things that protect you against that, like enhance ability for a specific saving throw? Something.
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay. That's the wrong one.
See?
There it is.
See?
I'm so good at magic.
You're bad.
Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, well,
I
I
was
said
gonna
what I
ask
said,
you-
okay?
I was gonna ask Mr. Time Man again. He's gonna say, Time Man. Um, Time
You
Man,
have the crappiest superpower ever, Time Man.
bring me some time. He's gonna ask Time Man, if it would get Arcanon back to his time sooner, um, would he be able to scout some information for us?
Says I will follow him wherever he goes.
Oh, that's if you teleport into. If you were to be Demaya, that plan would have been so bad.
Oh, actually, oh crap.
There's just a big
Peleus-
looming robot over
Peleus
you
is
the whole
like-
time.
Base is like, who's that?
Oh, this is my boyfriend.
Don't stare at him too long. He gets
Yeah.
anxious about his appearance.
Have we asked the voice its opinion on these plans?
Actually,
we-
yeah. What is the voice's dumb opinion?
Yeah.
It already said that,
Just killing him isn't the way to go.
yeah.
The voice
That's true,
agrees with Atman Prime in that you need to tarnish his reputation before you do anything, because Tempera will be able to figure out what you did, and you didn't make her okay with it. And
In
if you're
fairness, she
able
likes
Alright.
Fred.
Let's do that then. Let's go with that.
in fact, if you're able to figure that out, Tempera may destroy him herself.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
what?
If you don't let me go out with Arcanon with a bang, oh, William,
Arcanon could just kill himself right here, right now.
Here's a
This guy wouldn't even be here, except you're busy telling all the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what if one of us gets captured as a criminal?
That would be bad because you would be turned into a vampire or just killed.
But how soon?
It only took a day for Fibic. A day or less.
If we got Arcanon captured and he disappears with Time Man to another plane,
Cat, you brought a tick into my bed?
but I'm just thinking, if Spencer has that oil of the realness or whatever, does it make him invisible or just ghostly?
Ghostly
roll
invisible.
Arcana.
I'm going to become ghostly.
I have a regular invisibility potion. Which is not the same.
Merwin is wishing she'd paid more attention in classes as a child.
I mean, have one of us
Yeah,
used that before? Can I roll?
Yeah, Toad used it at the Abbey of the Moon.
Well, only some of us were there. Actually, only one of us was there. It was Fibic.
Also, yeah, I have an item from the marketplace of doubloon. If we want to use that to teleport rather than.
I think we were allowed to return, weren't we? Like we don't really have an alliance with them, but we do at the same time.
Yeah, but
With the balloon?
Yeah. Also, hey, I remember this map. This is where we had our Friday chat with the guy who stole the star medal. Zach, you remember this?
yeah, we were in this room. Weren't we?
Yeah. No, we were in this room. Because I remember
Oh yeah, and we
some of us stood
soundproofed the
outside.
walls. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This is it. Yeah.
it's a good general in room.
Saturday does have. I did use this map on Saturday. Anyway, keep going.
I also remember sitting at this table, gambling or something.
gambling.
Knox.
So do we just straight up have someone sneak in? Did we determine what the oil of etherealness does?
Oh, right.
Remember how
You
Fibic
don't know
tried to
what
get
it
me?
does.
It's not common knowledge that it's different than an invisibility potion.
Quite a bit more expensive than an invisibility potion.
And the name wouldn't hint us at anything? The ethereal plane?
How about everybody rolls then?
Okay, I'll accept that.
I will redact my rolling privileges.
Wait, what am I rolling?
Give me the Arcana roll for Oil of Etherealness.
Stupid.
All right.
Dumb.
Roll. You know at least that Oil of Etherealness is very different from simple invisibility. You're going into the ethereal plane, which is another plane of existence that borders this one. So you're able to look in on this world while not being part of it.
Yeah.
Frodo when he puts the ring on.
It is the perfect solution for spying, with some exceptions that your roll wasn't high enough to know about.
I will share
And
that
how
with
long
everyone.
does it last?
It's usually 10 minutes, right?
The
long does it
oil lasts
last?
Or
for
an hour.
or I guess I would say I have enough till I would say something like I have enough in here to last for about an hour.
I doubt that he would commit a felony in an hour.
Oh, you don't know.
We have to
How long
decide
it takes to commit a felony?
Well, someone can be doing that while while other people are talking to Farron. Farron doesn't like me. So, but I also have talked to him before, and probably have some info I could trade. But take that as you will.
And Argon's gonna say let him do it. If any talking is needed, he'd be glad to be the representative.
Sure, but that means I'd have to share my information with you if it's my information we
Arcanon is
share.
like a crooked lawyer.
Yeah.
Honestly, kinda
He's
is.
salesman. He's just way too
I-
enthusiastic about everything.
But his charisma score is insane.
That's right. Yeah, the rest of our charisma is garbage.
He's like Saul Goodman.
I was going to say that.
Alright, so we tell Arcanon about what we want Farron to know, or what we want from Farron, and what we want to trade him for it. Farron tells us if he knows anything, specifically, even if he doesn't know anything, if he knows something of Peleus' schedule, so that we can spy on Peleus ourselves. I presume Merwin would be doing that, because she's not super stealthy for a rogue, but probably pretty stealthy.
You're stealthier
Probably
than the
stealthier
rest of our clunky selves.
and also has great investigation and so on.
Okay,
That
so
information of his schedule would be cheaper, information-wise, than some kind of felony, but
Well, also,
less useful.
I don't think it would be too far or like too crazy to think that Farron would we literally might be able to ask Farron if we could collaborate together for an
Yeah,
investigation.
that's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
For payment, he just receives the information from the investigation.
And if he wants to protect his city, if we can convince him, then he will probably actually help us if he thinks Peleus is a threat to his beautiful, shiny city that isn't beautiful and shiny. But
okay.
Wait. What am I What am I saying? Someone say what?
that's the thing. We need to figure out what we're gonna share. It needs to be high value and something that we're fine with Arcanon knowing and the rest of us knowing, whoever's
The
there.
voice suggested current events, specifically relating to archwizards, if we know any. I have a few choice tidbits on Pendaloo. That was probably after my blood anyway.
Is he a big name archwizard?
I mean, aren't they all?
No.
There's only 50 of them.
An archwizard is kind of an archwizard is kind of like being the governor of a state. So they're not all
Except you
equally
can make
famous.
cities fly and like blink at somebody and they stop existing. But other than that, it's exactly the same.
My governor can do that.
The voice did also warn against making enemies unduly of archwizards, but like I said, with Pendulou, I think that ship has sailed. Particularly since he more or less hired Merwin to watch over his daughter, and she bailed.
And now she might even be dead. But the chances
And
of
now
that are
she might
very
even be
slim.
dead. In which case,
Well, I was gonna say, raise your hand if you think that you have information that would be valuable enough to trade.
Argon does not raise his hand.
Okay.
Merwin raises her hand.
I don't think we need information to trade.
We could probably convince him, but
I
it's
will.
good to have a backup. And
Yeah.
if
Let's
we
see.
do need it, Arcanon should know it.
Raul will like halfway raise his hand.
Spencer
Also,
will
the
raise his
glass
hand
eyes.
confidently.
Mm.
Literally the
Okay.
glass eyes.
Oh,
True.
Oh,
Oh,
true.
One of those.
we do have a lot of them.
We have a lot of them, and that's like enemy number one for the blue.
We we know where to find some glass eyes. Some special magical glass eyes from those red guys, yeah.
Wait, are we telling them how to get blast eyes, or are we trading them black eyes?
We're
Meaning-
trading the information of
No, like-
where the glass eyes are.
Yeah,
Oh.
saying that we know where, but literally we have them in our pocket and we
We
can
have
give
them
them
in
one.
my pocket.
We
Your
should
box.
tell Farin that once Peleus, if Peleus is gone, with Tempera's blessing, at that point we will give him a glass eye.
Yeah, I
And
think the glass eyes are
beforehand, we
huge
will
part
share
of it.
information about him.
Because
how many do we have right now?
Like
Each of
two
us have
each.
two,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
except Arcanon.
Yeah, that's fine. He's not gonna be here for much longer.
Your mother.
My mother.
Hey, Mom.
What does Fibic have to say about all this?
I want
Right,
to kill him.
Fibic's a person now.
No.
Fibic is going to say that well, he's gonna apologize for putting everyone through this. But then he's going to say that what is he gonna say?
Sorry, you don't have to. I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, well, he's gonna say that that he's he wishes he could offer more information, but he's been away for so long in a sense.
Okay, well, let's have him tell us everything he knows about maybe an RP later or something. Or just assume he's told us everything he knows about the layout of the
Well, I
place.
just feel like he wouldn't know anything new that you guys don't already know because he's been stuck as a vampire for so long.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
He's gonna say though that he does agree with the plan or he thinks it'd be a good idea to perhaps offer at least one glass eye in exchange for the information.
Yeah,
They do
that,
seem quite valuable.
that actually sounds like a good idea. So we could, I think we might be able to persuade him, like Zach said. But just in case we can't,
Sweeten the deal.
yeah.
Okay. William, I think Merwin would like to meet this prisoner if possible before we leave. Hopefully Gregory will be in a good mood after Raoul telling him about the black market and
Sorry,
willing to
Arv.
allow that. William?
Okay, noted. Yeah, I'm
I would accompany for that.
okay.
But we won't make you make that up on the spot. We can RP it later.
Yeah.
No, I mean I can do that right now. You want to go right now?
No, just
Once we
yeah.
got the details of our plan down, yeah.
How long would
So
that
we're sort of
take?
the layout now of the
We're
vampire.
nearing completion.
We know what we're
Side
planning
quest.
to tell Farin. We know who's going to play it.
And we know that
Is there
this
any
is the best plan we
missing?
have.
So I'm sorry. Why is Arcanon the only one going?
I don't think he is.
I think we scrapped that plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
scrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're no longer doing the pocket dimension thing unless we need to do it later.
That will be used for when we fight him.
Yeah,
If we fight him,
If we fight.
which I would like to do, but if we don't have to.
I would also.
like to do.
It'll be fun. It'll be more fun than having Tempera take him down.
Yeah, we could tell her she doesn't need to get her hands dirty.
Arcanon's literally a school shooter.
Yeah, he
Sick.
needs.
And also knowing who this prisoner is, this replacement person, would be good.
Yeah, we need to make sure that he's suitable so we can tell Tempera about him.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, while you
Alright.
guys go to do your, I'll figure out a way to contact Homeboy Celsula.
Do you have sending?
I have Messenger, which I think only works at a certain distance. So hold on.
So is Farin trustworthy enough to entrust with information about the glass eyes?
He wants what's best for his city, and they know about the Star Medal. They already know about those red guys, and they are tentative allies of ours.
So what are we telling them about them precisely? Because we'll probably have to give him something and then promise him the glass eye at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, if they have one, if they kill any red guys themselves, they'll have more anyway.
William, how much time does
does Arcanon have left?
Probably
It's the
14
green
hours.
bar above his head.
Oh, it wasn't showing for me. Oh, it says 16. Is it 16 or 15? Because
15.
okay, it says 16 in the image for me, but when I click on it, it goes down to 15.
Right.
Here, let me take a look.
I mean, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, you have 15 hours left.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had 24,
Currently
and then you took a long
prepared
rest,
spells,
then
I
you
don't
took
have
an
any.
hour.
But I'm sure there's some way in the city that I could contact another city.
Sure.
Raoul will ask the voice if we are able to get to the city if Raoul and Merwin take care of this prisoner interview while the rest of the group goes to the city before us, to the floating city. Is that a possibility?
And Merwin doesn't really want to be affiliated with you guys before necessary, in case she has to do anything on the DL in the city.
I'm seeing if the voice can take you to the city independently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So if Raoul will say he's fine if we're nervous on time, if you guys want to talk to Farin on your own while we go and he wouldn't say Farin, he wouldn't say his name, but if you want to talk to that knowledge keeper while we handle the transfer interview, him being there would probably sour the conversation regardless, and the tiefling is the one that is best at. And you already have a tradable item.
What?
Right.
All right. Very well.
Wait, so who's talking to Farron?
Probably
people-
all of you guys, but Arcanon is
Arcanon.
the talker.
Okay. Arv will give Arcanon one of his glass eyes.
Oh.
Just in
Ooh.
case.
Thanks, man.
You know.
All right. Ready?
I think we're ready.
How are we going? Where are we going to meet up?
And the voice is the one teleporting us, right?
Yeah,
I guess
No.
the voice can always tell us where the others are.
that's true.
The voice can only teleport you guys if you're close to the doll.
Ah.
Well, if it teleports you guys
Yeah.
first, we're all close to the doll, and then I'll keep the doll and can teleport us in like an hour.
Works just fine.
Yeah.
Spencer's just gonna be alone in doubloon.
As it isn't Spencer and Arv are not going with Arcanon?
Arv needs to contact Celsalo.
But you could do that in doubloon, or are you not going there?
I would rather not do it in doubloon.
Just in case he can trace the signal.
That's a good
Just
point.
in case a bunch of different variables that could be.
So is Spencer?
Okay, so who's going with Arcanon?
Ra will say to Spencer, you want to go with him?
Because Fibic probably shouldn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Fibic.
So I'm going with who to what place?
Would Spencer go with Arcanon to doubloon, where he's never been before, and talk to the knowledge guy? Now that I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, probably not.
Do we trust Arcanon to do this all by himself?
Why?
I mean, I could go.
Why does Rel need to stay behind?
We were going to talk to Gregory and interview the prisoner, or at least find out more about the prisoner.
Why does that need to?
It doesn't.
It depends on how much Gregory trusts Raoul.
I would go with Arcanon, except. I mean, I can go with Arcanon if needs be. I just would prefer to contact Celsalo in the city.
Also,
I mean, we could wait 1 hour.
Okay, Merwin can go with Arcanon. She'll give a note to Raoul. I guess. Just saying.
I mean, also, Merwin has never been to doubloon either, and has never met Farron.
I think one of the original people need to go, and that's either Arv or Rao.
Like I said, I can go. I just need to talk to. I would prefer to talk to Celsalo before I.
I mean,
go,
I guess we could all
either
wait.
We could just wait an hour.
We could all just wait an hour, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not smart to split the entire group while sensitive conversations are being had.
I agree.
Okay, never mind. So, we will do the prisoner thing.
Is Fibic showing up in doubloon going to cause problems?
Hopefully not initially.
If Peleus sees him, that could cause a problem.
Did we
Don't
make
they
a deal with him that we wouldn't intervene with that? 'Cause I don't remember that happening. I just remember we all got mad.
The deal being that Fibic was our babysitter.
Yeah.
While we left the city.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If we want, we could
Which is
disguise
like a
Fibic
weird loophole.
to look like a vampire to anyone but Peleus. Because Peleus would know, but...
Maybe. Unless, I mean, Tempera would probably know too, which means the rest of the
Send
leadership would know.
Fibic to the pocket dimension with some food and tell him to wait there and...
He's just in the pocket dimension forever. Honestly, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that.
He'd just be chilling, and then
Yeah, he could just stay in the
Freddy's
pocket
deal with
dimension.
multiple characters.
He could stay in there with Hephaestus.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good hiding spot.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, here's our current plan.
I'm glad I thought of it.
Stop.
Me too.
Okay, Ral and Merwin are gonna determine prisoner fit. Arv's contacting Salsalo. I don't know what Arcanon and Spencer are doing. And then we'll all reconvene in 1 hour or something.
All right then.
Okay. Also, Arv needs to contact after the prisoner fit.
I can send you a sending.
That's fine.
Okay,
What's our
so
get?
you guys are gonna go talk. You're gonna go talk with Gregory about the prisoner fit while Arv is contacting Salsilo, or after, or what?
Yeah. So the prisoner is the prisoner gonna be
It's someone to replace Paelius.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I need to know if the prisoner is a fit or not before I
Yeah,
talk to Celso. I can't just be like, "Hey, bro."
According to Gregory, yes, he is.
Gregory's a good guy. But if you're anxious about that and we want to cut on travel time, I can send you a sending. Unless you want to come.
Well, requires
No,
extra name of the prisoner and stuff. We'd have to go to Gregory first. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just wait at the sending station.
Okay.
Wherever that would be in town. I need to find it anyway.
There's no. I can just send it to you, wherever you are.
I mean to talk to Celso.
Oh, I see. Because you don't have it.
How are you going to prevent them?
I'll have my ways.
All right.
Celso is a friend of the admin, kind of. He likes the admin.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna do Raoul and Merwin first. You guys actually get to go to the map.
Wow. Live
also,
RP.
one question for Mr. DM. How does the whole prisoner transfer work when Doubloon isn't even a place that exists?
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, it would go through us.
Can Ral and I just take custody of him?
That's what the plan sounded like.
You can ask Gregory all about that.
Great.
Okay.
Alright, you guys are seeing the map okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it in here.
Are we at the prison or at the guard station, or are they the same?
This is the guard station. The prison is an offshore prison, and they're gonna have the prisoner brought here.
Oh, this is the map in the bottom right corner of Doubloon where the dragons were. Or the flying beasts in Demea were.
Nope, this is a different map.
It might be by the same artist, though.
Well, your mom. I just thought I recognized this middle portion.
I have used this map before, but I actually took Exodus and Brecker and Fibic off of this map to update it for the current situation.
Oh, is this where,
It's the guard station where you guys originally dropped off the first order member you ran into.
Oh.
Right now, I'm gonna take this ninja mask off of Raoul because these tokens are half size and I can't deal with all the noise.
We'll just assume.
Okay. You guys return to the guard station. You go through the same rigmarole you did last time, but you are admitted to see Gregory, who is present, and you're gonna be in this lower left corner.
Okay.
Okay. He's busy for a moment, but after opening up, he comes over to the door, and you see that he has a visitor who is about to let out so he can talk with you.
Yeah, get out. Oh, uh-oh. Man, wish I knew who that was.
Stepping out there is a half-orc, very dapper looking. who steps out and nods to Gregory. Says, "Well, thank you for your time. If you see him, please let me know." Turns over and glances at you guys. Sees you, Mayorwin. He says, "Ah, you must be Mayorwin. I've heard of you." Looks you up and down.
Would I have
Says,
heard of
"So
him?
nice." Go ahead and roll history.
He's the
He's the
most famous.
most famous one of all.
17.
Mm. This is Porthas. I think his last name is Darumac.
Yeah,
Oh,
Darumik. Yeah.
Darumac. He is a famous detective. You haven't worked with him in the past, but you have heard of him by reputation.
Is that the
One
Does
of a
Merwin
number
have
of people practicing the profession.
Does Merwin have cause
But,
to respect him?
I mean, you guys are both in the same profession.
Is
He
he
does good enough work, although he might not be as sharp as you.
Merwin will just sort of tilt her head and say likewise.
We're in,
Because that Gregory, he's a busy man, but he's quite helpful with me in my investigation. Says, I hope he does as much for you.
Merwin will say, thank you. Anything interesting?
Go ahead and roll charisma. Just flat charisma.
also, Curtis, would Fibic have ever mentioned this guy's name? He mentioned his race, but
Yeah, he would have
He
mentioned Porthas.
okay. His name hasn't been said yet though, so I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
But Fibic would have mentioned Porthos?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm not hearing applause, you guys.
Wait, what
Good
happened?
job. You got
Oh,
an
you got
18. Very nice with a
On a
negative
Very
charisma
1.
check. Thank you, thank you.
You have a negative 1 too. We all suck.
Porthos thinks for a moment, and he says, well, I suppose there's no harm in it. Perhaps we'll end up collaborating. Says, I've been hired by House Oragoth to hunt down a kidnapper of children.
Merwin, when
He
I'll type it.
says, a halfling who kidnapped a baby dragon. Says, can you imagine? Says, they've been frantic with worry. Worry not, or I am on the case.
Rao's gonna stiffen up when he starts talking about that and try to cover it up with a cough.
Merwin will say, a baby dragon. That is a case of some prestige.
Oh no. Oh,
Great.
no.
Oh.
This is not good.
Well.
Alright, he looks you over, and he says, I don't believe we've met. Says, my name is Porthos. He extends his hand to you.
Rao will ruffle his own hair nervously, but then reach his hand out to him. No, we haven't met. I haven't been here long. And not say my name.
Says, what brings you to the city?
And Merwin will put in and say, this man has been kind enough to tip us off about the location of the black market in 710.
Yes, that's we were handling that earlier today. We have some
Oh,
follow-ups.
that's lying.
No, it ain't.
That's
I
not
did that.
lying.
I did
Lying.
that, man.
The black market that we just went to?
Yeah, Rao
Mhm.
tipped off Gregory about
Tell
it.
Gregory about it.
So I said sorry, Arv. It was after we went.
That's
And
crazy.
Merwin will say we're going to discuss the response, the official response to that with him now,
That's
which
a
is
lie,
also
though.
not a lie because we can totally do that.
Hmm.
Merwin was going to ask about that anyway.
I'm going to go ahead and have Merwin roll deception.
Oh.
Because while she's not lying, she's not telling the whole truth.
Uh,
How are you
I
gonna
think-
how are you gonna say the whole truth at the exact same moment that a show that I'm watching says they're in court and he's swearing and saying he's gonna say the whole truth and nothing but the truth? It was literally perfectly lined up.
That's weird.
For the record, William, I disagree.
Also, Merwin.
For the
I
record,
disagree with
I
that
am in
necessity.
charge.
That's true, you are.
Porthas looks over to you, Merwin, and looks a little surprised. He says, "Well, is that so?"
And she'll
Says,
see.
"What?
Sorry.
I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors."
Oh,
He looks back at Gregory and says, "Sir, I won't keep you waiting." Looks over at Merwin and says, "I hope we cross paths soon."
Merwin will.
Ooh.
I look forward to it.
All right. And with that, he steps away.
oh boy.
Gregory looks a little bit annoyed. And he says, "You're back already." Says, "What's it been, an hour?"
Merwin says, now that's no way to talk to the man who just got you the greatest intel since, oh, I don't know. Was it last week that I took down that gang of orc smugglers?
Raul's gonna put his hands up and say, "Listen, I know you're busy. We don't have to worry about any of that."
Says, "Cut to the chase. What are you here about?"
We're here about that prisoner. We ought to have the signature to you within the hour, and we would like
Wait,
to.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, we ought to have the signature to you within a few hours.
Maybe.
And we would be glad to determine his suitability for ourselves, or at least to learn more about him from you if you have the time.
And if we have the time, we only have about an hour. Raul says.
All right. Says, "Really now, who's signing it?" If I
And
may ask.
Marin will say, Lord Jules Celsius.
Is Lord Celsulo.
Celsius.
It's unexpected. But it'll work. Says, "Well, that's good news, but why do you have to come and tell me that in face to face?"
Because we need to know more about the prisoner in case we ourselves are asked the details. There are more sides than one in this transfer.
Says, "Well, I can give you that much. Since you've been gone, I've contacted the prison guards, and they have spoken with the prisoner, who agreed almost immediately, but on one condition. Complication. He wants 2 others to come with him.
Who might those be?
Lieutenants, I think." Says, "Honestly, they were looking to get them both out of, or all 3 of them out of their hair. Says, so if it's agreeable to you, then it's agreeable to them."
Marin will give him an odd look and say, a couple of hours ago you were adamantly opposed to this, and now you just want to throw in 2 extra prisoners?
Says, "Look, in the affairs of archwizards, I'm a small fish." Says, "If they're signing off on it, then I'm signing off on it. No questions asked."
Raul's gonna wave his hand and say, "Listen, all we really care about is who these people are. So if you want to share some names with us or let us meet them, that'd be great."
Marin Marilyn will say, yes, the details would be lovely.
Says, fine. It looks like it's coming through anyway. Says, the one we have in mind is a Yuan Ti named Aklus.
Oh no.
Says, he and he and a few he and a few of his compatriots were captured about a month ago. Says we don't allow Yuan Ti to join the criminal elements around here, and they failed interrogation and have been kept in the prison.
That's probably smart, Rouse says.
Says,
Is that snake people?
Yeah.
as
Okay.
in the time that they've been here, they've managed to establish quite a name for themselves, as they've got just an intrinsic sense of logic and control of other people, and the three of them working together was quite effective. That I wouldn't mind seeing them gone, and it looks like with the trouble they've been causing in prison, organizing their own gang, says they want them gone too. Says when you mentioned a prisoner who had leadership skills but was also willing to take orders, says that's what my mind jumps to. Says I still don't know the details of your plan, but I think this is the best we've got.
Marilyn says, that sounds fine to me. She'll kind of look at Rao.
He's gonna say, and are the other two also Yuan Ti?
Says
Is that what you
yes,
said?
the same two that were captured, the three of them.
And what were they
But
captured for?
Aklus seems to. What were they all captured for?
Yeah.
Says well, they were trying to join the criminal element here. Says I don't know about you, but that gave us pause, and they've been put away uh, until we can discern more about their intentions.
Marilyn will say, is it possible for us to interview them before we leave?
Says, well, if you want to go to the prison, I don't see why not.
Can we make it there and back in an
Actually,
hour?
I don't know, but we may as well get written permission.
as if you like, I've got a special line to the prison. Says you'd have to wait while they brought them in.
How long?
As I don't know, you people and your demands.
Says it's just a question.
I suppose it could be set up within an hour.
Marilyn will say, that would be ideal. Thank you.
Sure thing, ma'am. Do you have any other requests?
Rouse says, don't bother. It's not gonna be
Marilyn
finished
will
within an
roll her
hour.
eyes and say, Marilyn will roll her eyes and say, how long have we been working together, Gregory?
Because I don't know. Sometimes it seems too long.
Ooh.
He's so rude.
Marilyn will say, once again, biggest tip off of the year. Give us some credit.
You act like I owe you a debt or something.
Marilyn will say, no, but let's not act like I owe you one. I've been doing the legwork on your investigations for 6 years now.
On a volunteer basis.
That's true. It hasn't seemed to stop you from asking.
As if you're quite finished, please give me the gift of your absence.
Marilyn will say, Marilyn will remember something real fast and say, what do you intend to do about the black market, if I might ask?
Oh, that one is simple. Much simpler. Should be a sting operation and we'll capture the whole lot. looks over at Raoul and says, "That was a good password you gave and the location." Says, "If
I
we do
know.
a good enough job, we should be able to get some of the dealers as well."
Merwin says, all I care is that some of those creatures go free.
And the people,
Oh,
you
that and
know.
more.
That's what I mean.
From
People,
what I
creatures.
hear, we should be seizing many pounds of crystal brittle. Get that off the streets.
Merwin will give kind of a stiff smile and be like, isn't that nice?
All right.
So we're just gonna
So
put
it
all the
sounds like you
guns
guys are
to
not going to be waiting.
Yeah, if
No,
it's gonna
we're waiting.
take, is it gonna take longer than an hour?
I can figure out exactly how long it's going to take. But since you guys don't know, are you going to wait or not?
I said to him, if it's going to take longer than an hour, don't waste your precious time. If it's going to take less than that, so we can leave within an hour, that's fine.
As well, I'll do my best. As why don't you take a seat outside and I'll let you know when it's ready.
Well, I'll wait an hour.
When you step outside, you see that Porthas is still there.
Of course he is.
Over here in this little courtyard, they have these training dummies, where the police can train their fencing skills. And Porthos has taken out a rapier and is battling with this automaton.
Ah, a girly sword.
So rude.
Merwin will smack Ral.
He won't say that out loud, he'll just think it. Actually, I'll just think it. Ral doesn't care.
Looks over and says, "Ah, done already."
Uh,
Merwin will
not.
say, I like to keep things short and sweet.
Says, "Ah, efficient. I can appreciate it."
I'll side eye him down the
Says,
stairs.
"I was going out the door, but then I saw these and thought I'd try my hand."
You're using the security forces materials because you had a whim? Wait, is he part of their security force?
He's a private investigator.
Okay, I'll say, did you get permission or you just decided to use them because they were there?
Says, "Oh, you wound me." Says, "Of course I got asked if I could." Says, "They don't mind." Says, "Look at this." He stabs through the dummy, and then you can see the wound healing up immediately.
Merwin will say, impressive. Would you like a live opponent? I could use the practice.
Says, "Oh." Says, I could definitely use one." Draws his blade. I guess he already
Merwin
had it out.
will pull out his
You're gonna
blade and
wipe it off with a handkerchief.
Merwin basically wants to. She can tell this guy is suspicious of them, and she wants to basically take his measure in combat in case he does end up following them over Fibic. So that, and she does need to practice.
All right. The sword, and he says, "I think to 3 points, wouldn't you say?"
Merwin says, "Sounds adequate."
Is very well. He sticks out his rapier, ready to cross it with yours. And the battle begins. So go ahead and make a attack roll with your rapier.
Okay.
That's nice.
Rapier attack. 6.
Oh, that's not your roll. Never mind. Don't like
Do I
that.
have time to do insightful fighting first? Have I been taking
That takes a whole
information?
minute. How
Oh,
long does
does it?
insightful fighting last? A bonus action?
Oh, it lasts a minute, but let's see. As a bonus action. I'm trying to find my bonus actions. Oh, here we go. As a bonus action, you can make an insight check, contested by their deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against that target, even if you don't have advantage on the attack roll.
All right.
So I guess I'll take my first hit, and then I will do insightful fighting.
Okay. Since you're not actually trying to. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not trying
You
to harm
guys,
him.
you guys go back and forth. You find that Porthas, more than finesse, is using a lot of his strength in these blows. He batters through your defense quite easily and pokes you for a point in the bout. Says, aha! Says, the first point to me.
Merwin will nod, and do I do it again with insightful fighting now?
Yeah, though I don't think doing sneak attack damage is going to help here.
Can I get like advantage or something instead for the insightful fighting, or do I just straight up roll?
Sure, go ahead and make an insight check, and I'll roll for Porthos.
I'm rolling like crap today.
Alright, and then I'll have Porthos roll a number. Alright. You can see that he is in the same. He got a 17, so
Dang it.
he's in the same business as you, and he knows about tells and those sorts of things. So he's keeping a very neutral expression.
Okay.
Basic moves, making
So
him
we find a
hard to
second
read.
point, and I'll attempt the same.
All right.
That one wasn't bad.
All right. That'll
2
do.
out of 3.
With more insight into his fighting style, you're able to dodge instead of block his blows and sneak in an opening, touching a leg. He
All right,
says, "Aha! 1 and 1. A hit, a fine hit."
Marin will
Says,
say thank you.
"As you learned in the high cities, don't you? Didn't you? I can tell by your form."
Merwin will say, yes, I did. And I don't know. I don't even know what I would say to that. She'll just say yes.
He
Yes, I did. Good
says,
observation.
says, "Well, up there they use spell more than sword. But let's see which form is superior." Says, "The final bout." He goes,
All right. Can I roll insight again?
sure.
That's better.
All right, and I'll do secret roll. You got a natural 20,
Oh my gosh.
but his total is less than yours. So
Oh.
what to do? You can see that Porthas has experience in wearing multiple faces, you could say. Knows how to behave himself in different circles of society. Probably has some connections in high places. Maybe his employers. Or maybe somebody else.
Okay.
Alright. I
So
rolled for
Merwin,
his... Yeah, go ahead.
um, Merwin will say, you seem not so unfamiliar with the high style yourself.
And he says, oh, yes. The high style, the low style. Says, I'm a connoisseur of the blade.
Alright, do I roll again for...
Yeah. I already rolled for him. He got a 19.
Oh, okay. Ah,
So let's see how you place.
I got 16.
Alright. With his
Assuming I
final
don't have
bout...
advantage.
Sorry, what?
Assuming I don't have advantage, which I assume I don't because he had a nat 20.
Oh, that was just for his, That was just for his check against your insight.
Okay.
But, yeah, I wouldn't give you advantage on that. Anyway, you go back and forth a bit with some fancy footwork until Porthas is able to quickly switch styles and score the final hit.
Shut up, Zach. um, Merwin will sheath her sword. Oh, he's literally falling asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, Zach. Merwin will sheath her sword, nod at him, and say, "It appears your blade is sharper than mine. Um, let us hope your mind can match it."
As a fair challenge. Looks over to you, Raoul.
He's
He says,
watching with his arms crossed, leaning up against this.
I'm going to say, well, that was quite a competition. But, the one I'm really curious about is you, sir. What was your name?
I didn't say, but it's Rao.
As well, a pleasure. See, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Merwin will sort of laugh and say, "It's hard to imagine you have anything to ask him that I haven't."
Alright, go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, it's been fun.
It's been cool, Fibik. Glad to have you back for one day.
I was just thinking how we've got 3 Curtis characters here. It's basically Curtis No Way Home. We just need the paladin in here and we'll have everybody.
Ooh, I'm telling you, if Fivik dies, Gilthius is the next one to come out.
Yeah, just kill Fibik again. This is an alternate universe anyway.
Alright. Porthas says, you look like one who's familiar with all sorts of people. And the inspiration occurred to me that you may know a little something about my case.
Is he talking to me?
Yes.
Okay. He's just gonna wait silently.
What do you know of halflings? Not many in this country, but they do tend to draw the eye. What do you
Oh
know of them?
no.
I know they're short.
Says, yes, but have you interacted with any of them recently?
Did I interact with those halfling girls? I don't think I did meet them. No, I did. The party. I'll say, yeah, I ran across one of the female persuasion at a party recently.
With a
The
female
female
persuasion.
Where I was being very flippant, by
Alright.
the way.
Mm-hmm. And he says, "Oh, did one of them have red hair?"
She didn't actually. No, it had dark hair. She had
One of
dark
them
hair.
does have red.
Yeah, but I didn't meet the redhead. I met the darker haired sister.
Oh.
Oh,
Say, no, common dark brown hair.
This even more fascinating. Did you catch her name by chance?
Sorry, I'm not good with names. Pretty awful with them, actually.
I can't.
Is it about how long ago? What was this party?
Uh,
Details, sir. The details.
gotta think. uh, hmm. So, I don't know, it was some fancy party. Just noticed that there was a halfling there. Is this important? What are you asking me for?
Go ahead and roll deception.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah. It's so bad.
Oh.
It's so bad.
Says, "Sir, let me assure you of my discretion." Says, "My only intent is to find this poor lost child." Says, "Now I don't care if you were consorting with types of ill repute, or whether you were engaged in some lesser crime." Says, "Not to accuse you of anything." Says, "But let me assure you that telling me the truth will not go awry."
He's gonna loosen his neck a little bit uncomfortably and say, well, does this girl have to do with the missing child? Because I don't like to just give information on random people to random
Fibic's
people.
not even a child.
They're not talking about Fibic,
Says,
they're talking about the dragon.
Oh.
says, "Indeed it does. For as you see, since I've started this investigation, the plot has thickened."
Oh my
Looks
goodness.
over at Merwin. Says, "For now, not only is he involved in this kidnapping, but also the disappearance of a young lady.
He'll say, oh,
At a party, no less."
great.
As now, as I said, not many halflings. You were still at parties. So I ask you again, how long ago? Where was this? With whom?
How do laws work here? Can I say no thanks? They just kill you.
Merwin is going to surreptitiously behind his back be casting Hunter's Mark, just in case.
Okay. Sure about that one?
Am I sure about it? I don't intend to attack him if that's what you
Yeah.
mean.
Is it visible? I think is what he's.
Yeah, is it visible?
Hunter's Mark
It's
is
just
a single
concentration.
it requires a verbal component. You have to
Yeah,
speak a magic word for it to work.
probably you don't want to do that.
Oh, okay. I guess I won't then, unless I can say it quietly enough that he won't notice.
Well, you're not too far away.
Creature
Anyway,
I can see within range. The range is 90 feet. So Merwin will go to the other end of the hall and pretend to be practicing her fencing stances or something. And if she has an opportunity, she will cast it on. Actually, you know, I might not do Hunter's Mark. I might do Locate Object, just so we know where he is.
That doesn't work on a person, it just works on an object.
Well, he's got clothing.
And a sword, I guess.
Anywho. Raoul, how will you answer?
He's... Man, I had a good one. I forgot what it was. House Oragoth has a nasty reputation, right? But they're so powerful that people probably wouldn't say that I don't like them, right? Normally.
Yeah, people could say that.
Okay.
None of their number is an arch-wizard, but they have powerful high wizards and also dragons. Lots of dragons.
Okay.
They have a bad reputation even among the experimenters of Netheril.
Okay. Raoul's gonna smile with his eyes a little bit and say, you know, you're asking me a lot of questions. What kind of person works with House Oragoth to help them with their, personal problems?
He says, whatever my employer says, my thoughts are to the victims. Says,
Victims.
imagine, you're a young halfling girl. Says, and then some dashing rogue comes and invites you to a party, says, where you'll meet with many dignitaries, perhaps the finest you've been in your whole life. Buys you a dress, no less, and assures you of a night of dazzling wonders. Says, and then imagine that you went to this party and were never seen again. A poor sister left behind. Says, such thoughts move my heart, don't they yours?
That is quite unfortunate, though. Tell me more about this child, because I bear more sympathy towards that situation than those of adult victims,
Says,
if I'm being honest.
a dangerous combination. Says, the youth of a child combined with the might of a dragon. Says, this ruffian is in possession of the creature. Says, and maybe twisting its mind to his nefarious ways. Says, I have no illusions as to the credentials of my employer. He said, is using dragons as weapons. Says, sends fear down many a spine. Says, that's why I need to bring him back. So then this one can be raised properly by somebody who knows dragons.
Raised properly by House Oragoth.
As well, they do have the expertise.
I've heard lots of rumors about House Oragoth.
Now, go ahead and roll history.
Merwin, meanwhile, is going to cast Locate Object on Porthas' rapier if she can do it unobtrusively.
Do you know how to check if your spells have particular components?
Yeah, it's a forked twig, which I assume she would have on hand because this is one of her literally two spells.
The spell will have certain letters on it. There's S for somatic component, V for verbal component, and M for material component.
Yeah, it has all those.
Yeah, subtle
Okay,
spell
so that
is
means
specific to sorcerers, so it would be
that's right.
difficult to
So in order to
Somatic
cast
means
it,
you
you'd
need
have
to have
to.
it. Somatic means you need one hand free to perform a magic motion. Verbal means you need to have your voice free to speak a magic word. And material means that you need to be holding either a material component or an arcane focus, depending on the spell.
Usually spellcasting's pretty obvious.
Okay. It depends how we're playing it, I guess. So
Yeah, I mean, Porthas is facing me. Right.
if it's obvious, yeah, if he's facing her, I'm way back here. I don't know.
Go ahead and cast your spell, and after you've done it, I'll have you roll a stealth check.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know if this is worth it. I do have +6 on stealth. I have been rolling like crap though.
Porthas turns to you, Raoul, says, now, whatever you think of my employer, don't think I don't know a dodge when I see one. All right, Mayor, when you cast your spell and Porthas does not turn in your direction.
Okay, let's cast it on his rapier
No,
because I
no.
figured.
Raoul's gonna
He
say.
says,
Oh, go ahead.
says, a girl's life is in the balance. Says, so don't hold back.
Raoul say, you know, that depends on the situation, doesn't it? Because typically, when I run into people that work for suspicious benefactors, if you will, those people might have different ideas than they've shared with their hirelings. Not that that's to say I have information to share or not, but if I can't lie my way out of this, so if I did, it wouldn't be something that I would do for House Oragoth.
All right. He looks you over, Raoul. Says, well, I can understand your complications. Says, however, I want you to think about that girl. And I want you to think about this baby dragon and its future. And if you should have a change of heart and want to share anything with me, says, just know that you can contact the good people here. And they will put you in contact with me.
Of course.
Says, whatever you think of my employers. Says, let's not let the innocent get caught up in these squabbles.
I would never allow such a thing.
Roll deception.
Hey, that's not deception. Also, she's not innocent. Ralph firmly believes that he would protect the innocent, and she is not innocent. She's connected with that thieving guild, which I already know about. Also, blah blah blah.
Fine then, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Alright, just as bad, but I'll take that over deception because it's not a lie.
It doesn't have to be a lie.
Oh!
Dang!
Oh!
Well.
Well.
He steps back and says, my apologies, sir. Says, perhaps I had the wrong impression. Looks at Merwin and says, you keep a strongly principled company.
Merwin
I
says,
hope
well,
you'll
I'm
be
not
useful in
usually
your...
accused of that, but in this case, I agree.
Oh, you guys are gonna make Ralph blush. Look at that.
Says, I hope that he is more useful to your investigation than he is to mine. Says,
Merwin will
with
say,
that... Go ahead.
Merwin will say, feel free to get in touch if you require my assistance. she'll say it with a bit of a sneer, like not too obvious, but just a little bit, just to say if you can't handle it yourself, get in touch.
Looks says, same to you, lady. That walks away. Alright. Looking over the things. Vivek's going to pocket dimension with Hephaestus. Zach stepped out early. Alright. So do you want to do the scene with Gregory and you guys talking about with the prisoners now? Do
I
you
think
want
it's
to hold
just
off
us
until
here,
next
right?
week?
Or is Danny still here? Danny?
I'm kind of still here.
I mean, I'm fine doing this over text chat.
I can do it either way. I just know.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
12 now.
Yeah.
Okay. Spencer, what are you doing right now?
I don't even know.
I guess you can hang out with Vivek in the pocket dimension.
You can if you want. We can play cards.
Playing cards in the pocket dimension with Fivik. Sure, why not?
Remember before you said you were interested in talking to the local mercenary companies. Are you still interested in that?
Yeah, see what jobs they got or whatever, but I think we got a more important thing going on, so maybe not.
Alright. Alright, with that, we will be done. You guys came up with a plan.